joining with Euro gives more credibility to Estonia as potential place where to invest, not fearing that something may happen with small currency as Estonian krona is. And of course, new investments can also create new jobs, which at this stage is absolutely important. And second issue is that during last economic crisis, our currency survived quite well. But you never know what can happen with smaller currencies during next possible crisis.
But Estonia has the lowest debt of all the Eurozone members, and you're growing at around 3%. I mean, what does that mean to tie yourself to a region which is having such a difficult financial time right now?
Estonia has always had quite strict financial and economic policy, so that one of the principal decisions was that never spend more than you can earn. And that's why also the debt level is relatively low, the lowest in Europe. And we had, because of relatively high economic growth before crisis, also quite high rate of inflation. But inflation, thanks to the economic crisis, disappeared. And then we saw also good chance then to fulfill criteria for joining Euro, because there was no inflation anymore, which was the problem before. And we also then tried to manage so that we will fit into this allowed deficit. It should be less than 3% of GDP.
But that's an incredible sort of level of austerity. Does it seem a hard pill to swallow that you've had to meet these strict Eurozone requirements on debt when other members are flaunting those same rules?
It was fact that actually when we a year ago spoke about this, that now in the very middle of economic crisis, Estonia is maybe ready to fulfill criteria, including budget balance criteria, then most of people in first hand didn't believe it. They thought that we are joking. But with more and more time, they realized that it's true and it is possible. So that now I'm glad that actually the discussions in the European Union are also in the same direction what we did during all these last years. It means that much more strict regulations, much clearer measures to avoid the situation where also Europe and Eurozone was, when majority of countries didn't fulfill criteria, so that at this moment, of course, we feel ourselves very comfortable. It shows that our policy in this sense was right, that now actually all other countries also are moving to the same direction.
Would you say that Estonia's accession to the Eurozone is a much needed vote of confidence in the Euro?
Our joining with the European Union, it was of course, very pragmatic decision, but not only pragmatic, but also emotional one. It was that Estonia wanted and wants back its place in Europe, where Estonia belongs. With Euro, it's not so much emotional. It's mainly very, very practical and pragmatic decision, because we all like Estonian krona. It's very nice, currency to have Estonian riders on this, and then nice places in Estonia on those coupures. But what to do? We are living in very globalized world, and I spoke about risks, what we saw with smaller currency, and not everyone is happy in Estonia about this decision, but at least majority of our people understand why it is important to do.
But in terms of the EU, there were some concerns amongst some member states that being members of the Euro was actually something that they would rather not be in, or there were some questions about whether that was really, truly sustainable across the entire Eurozone. I guess the question is Estonia joining the Eurozone helping kind of solidify the, let's say, the power or the stability of the Euro?
Very, very, very ambitiously answering yes, because if to look at this basis that, well, we fulfilled criteria, then we certainly not making more troubles to Eurozone, but vice versa. But generally speaking, I'm glad that also in Eurozone now the direction is to make rules more concrete, to strengthen rules. And Euro is, in this sense, too important project for Europe and for many European countries to let it simply go as it goes. So that there is, of course, also very clear political investment into this project, very strong one by many European countries, and plus, of course, very strong economical and financial interests. So that actually I'm not too worried. I think that in final end after this crisis, euro will be very healthy again. I'm glad that people are very open-minded to learn lessons. So I may say that also, for example, the problems what we faced in Greece, it gave to Eurozone encouragement that we should move forward with much more clearer regulations, and it is also helpful for many governments in Eurozone to make financial things better and stronger.